This video tutorial is sponsored by Skillshare, an online learning community with thousands of classes on all kinds of topics. Through classes on Skillshare, I've explored illustration, iPhone photography, how to establish a creative workflow, and more. I actually first tried Skillshare because I was trying to find classes on Procreate. The first class I took was Digital Illustration Learn to Use Procreate by Jaron Vogel. And if you're ever curious about something, it's easy to find a class on Skillshare to download and watch when you have those weird pockets of time when you're waiting for something. I watched Skillshare classes while my son was taking karate classes. He got a black belt, and I figured out the basics of digital illustration. For less than $10 a month for the premium annual membership, I can honestly say it's been totally worth it for me. I've had that membership for years now. So as someone who uses it all the time and love it, I was all heck yeah when they offered to sponsor this video tutorial. If you'd like to try Skillshare, the first 1,000 people to use the link in my video description will get a free trial of premium membership. So if you have a limited time and want to feel like you're moving forward towards your creative goals, it's definitely something to try. Hi, this is Jen Swift of wellcraftedstudio.com, and today's Procreate sticker tutorial is how to make totally rad 1980s retro stickers. So I don't know how it happened, but these survived over 30 years of moves and whatnot, and I found them not too long ago and thought, oh my gosh, these are the coolest things ever. So when I found out that Silhouette came out with their own holographic sticker paper, I thought the name stickers would be the perfect thing to use with them. I also thought that this would be a great tutorial to show you guys how to use Quick Shape, how to actually go ahead and add text quickly and easily, and then how to use the automatic selection tool. So I hope that you guys will enjoy this tutorial. Feel free to pop over to my blog. I actually created, let's see, I'll show you guys. I actually created the sticker shapes as stamps so that you can grab those so you can go ahead and make your own stickers. So I hope you'll give it a shot. Okay, so step one is to open up a custom canvas in Procreate. So we want a canvas piece of paper basically that is the size of our sticker sheets. So I'm going to come up to the plus in the corner, and it says new canvas and a plus again. And this is going to give me the options of changing things up. So I'm going to go down to inches, and then up in the width, I'm going to put in 6.75, and the height is going to be 9.25. And the DPI is 300, maximum layers for this iPad is 91. And now the reason that we're making it this size is because I know that my end result is that I'm going to cut these with my Cricut. And Cricut's print and cut is limited to 6.75 by 9.25. And so it just makes sense to kind of create a canvas that is that size. So I'm going to open that up. Well, it opens up right away. And there we are, ready to create. Okay, so step two is to create this oval shape for the name. So what we want to do is come up here to, we've got our canvas, we're going to go over to the wrench, and then you can see under the wrench there's drawing guide that you can toggle on, and then go to edit drawing guide, and right now it's on 2D grid, and so I'm going to go here and the grid size. You can go ahead and slide it and change it. We're going to max it out all the way to the right, and I'm going to say done. So now if you look at layer one, we want to go tap on it and put drawing assist. Now this is really cool because I wanted a straight line for my shapes. Now because I have this drawing assist on, no matter what I do, it's going to do straight lines. So really we just needed it to do one line. But I want that line to be pretty much the same thickness all the way along, so I'm holding my pencil very straight up and down. Now I'm going to do to layer one and swipe left and do duplicate. Touch the little transform arrow, and I'm able to move that. And now I have two lines that are perfectly perpendicular or parallel, and they're about the width that I want for my shape. So I'm going to go ahead and merge these down to one and do a plus. So now if I wanted to draw a circle, I can do that because layer two does not have drawing assist on. So we're going to use Quick Shape. So the way to use Quick Shape is you go ahead and you make a shape, and then you keep your pencil down until it snaps and it kind of forms a perfect shape. So I've got I can show you here if I wanted to do a triangle. There we go. So we want to do a circle, or an ellipse is fine too. Let's go ahead and we're going to call this good for the ellipse. And I'm going to bring it down here, and I'm going to size it so that it fits my And the reason it's moving right now, make this bigger, is because it's snapping to the end here. And now I'm looking right now and see how my circle, like the size of it is smaller than the brush, or sorry, the edges. I don't want that. I want it to be the same. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and delete this, grab a new layer, and I'm going to be really deliberate about holding this straight up and down so that my thickness of my line is the same here as here. Hit that arrow again, and let's move this so that it snaps right here at the end. Now that looks pretty nice. Let's go ahead and take off the transform and see what we think. So it wasn't quite perfect because you see that little lip here. So I'm going to go ahead and that over, and that looks really good there. So now what we can do is we can erase this circle part here that we don't want. So I'm going to go to my eraser, and something that's cool is that you can go ahead and change the brush of your eraser. And so I want it to be my sticker background brush, and I created this brush so that it has very hard lines. It doesn't taper at the ends, and also it's streamlined. And so it's really nice for, you don't get those straight extra pixels on the side. And so what I'm going to do, I use it for my eraser a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can use quick shape to create the line, edit the line, and then use it to erase as well. So we're erasing our circle. And you can use the 2-finger tap to make your image bigger. So 2-finger and then hold it down, and that makes your image bigger. So we can get here and go like pixel by pixel practically if we wanted. And we have a really nice shape. Now the shape is really long for what I want, so I'm going to make sure that I'm on this. And actually I'm going to go and merge down right now. Merge means it makes it all one layer, and that is something it's fairly destructive usually, but because we have that 2-finger tap, we can go ahead and undo it. Tap it, so undo, merge down. So there we go. But we want it merged down because we want it all on this one layer. And now I'm going to shorten my length here. And oh, see, look at it, still on that assisted layer. So let's go ahead and turn that off here. And we can just adjust the size somewhat. Okay, there we go. Now we have half of our oval that we want, and we're going to name this one. We're going to go tap it and go up to rename. We're going to name it Master. And now I'm going to swing left here, swipe left, and do duplicate. And I'm going to do that twice. So we have those two. This one we're going to turn off because we want to keep this one because we're going to be using it over and over again. And so we have these two. And I'm going to take the top one. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to take the top one, select it, go to my arrow, and then down here we have flip horizontal as an option. So now with the snapping turned on, because I have the magnets and snapping, again, it's going to want us to snap right there, and now we can adjust our shape pretty easily. So let's go ahead and make a big oval, and we're going to merge those two down, and we're going to rename it Large Oval. All right, and then we're going to turn that off, turn our master on, swipe left twice again, and go ahead, hit that arrow, flip it, and now we're going to create a medium-sized oval, just like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and do that same process again to create a small oval. Now this time, because our lines overlap a bit more, I'm going to have to do some erasing, and I can do that. And then go to the second one, so that's selected, and we can work on this. Oops, this one. Oops, that's not what we wanted. We wanted this one after all. And so we can go ahead and, all right, so it looks like it's not erasing, but actually what's happening is I still have that master turned on. So there we go. Ta-da! and we'll name that small oval, and we're good. Okay, step 3 is to create our drawing. And so we're going to go ahead, we've got our large, medium, small ovals now, and we're going to start with the medium oval. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the medium oval, and I'm going to slide duplicate, and bring that up here. And now I don't want to actually, I want these to be my masters now, or originals, so I'm going to go and group them. And the way I'm going to do that is select one and then slide left, and now it's giving me the option to group. And I'm going to name this originals. And there we go, and I got rid of the original master because we don't need that. So I've got my medium oval already, and now because this is a group, we can just go ahead and click off the visibility. So we're working with the medium oval right here. Okay, so now we're going to do the really fun part, which is actually drawing the stickers. And rather than show you how to draw all of these, I want to show you how to do just the rainbow with the butterfly. But because I'm showing you guys all of these, I wanted to give you an option for how to make those. So that's really super simple. So what I did is I created a stamp set, my 80 sticker stamp set that has all of the different drawings that I did for this. So let's see, unicorn, unicorn. And there you go. So you guys can get that as a free download over on my blog, wellcraftedstudio.com. And let's go ahead and go back to, we'll just tap out of that, and go back to our brushes, and we're going to go to grab a gouache. So I have all the brushes that I'm using for these stickers set aside. I duplicated them, put them in their own brush set. But the gouache is one that it's free. It's part of the native brushes for Procreate. So we've got gouache, and we're going to grab our colors, and I have those as a color palette as well that I've created, and that you can also get as a free download over on my blog, or you can create your own. Now I actually show you guys how to do that in my last video, which is how to create layered stickers. And if you don't want to watch the whole video, you can just go check out the post and see it there as well. So here I've got my 80 sticker stamp set. I'm going to go back to the disc. I have it set as the default. And so I'm going to go ahead and grab this, move it over here, and then click the little boxes, and now I have my set right there. And actually, let's move this oval down a little bit and grab another layer. And we got the gouache set up, I think. Yep, we do. Let's grab a red, and we're going to go ahead and create that first rainbow arch. So I'm using quick shape. I held it down at the tip again, and now it's giving me the option. It thinks it's an ellipse because I did enough of a circle that it doesn't read it as an arch. If it read it as an arch, it'd give us the 3 nodes, but because it thinks it's an ellipse, it gave us 4 nodes. And now we're able to kind of manipulate those a little bit to get our rainbow, which is pretty easy and pretty fun. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys again. Now because I'm using a gouache for this, you can see how the layers where they overlap, or the brush strokes where they overlap, the gouache that I'm using is semi-transparent, it's not opaque. And so you can see how when it overlaps, it gets that cool effect. Very painterly. I like that a lot. Okay, so that's the basics of how to use quick shape to create a rainbow. Now you can use quick shape in another way, and that's to create the butterfly. Different elements. Let's see. I'll turn this on. I already got half of it done here. Or what you can do is go ahead and let's turn this one off too. So here's my butterfly. I drew half of it just freehand, and now because butterflies are, symmetrical, where I could have used the symmetry tool, but what I did is drew half of it. Now I'm going to come up to the transform, come down here to, first we want to duplicate it, arrow, and then flip horizontal. And there we have our second half of our butterfly. So let's go ahead and merge that down. And then let's create, we'll go back and grab a pen. I'll do black. Go ahead and create body for I have to make sure it's a close shape so it didn't overlap there, so I'm connecting that. And if I had done that on a separate layer, actually I would have been able to move it. So let's go back, create another layer, make my pen a little bit bigger this time. There we go, quick shape. You guys can see that now. And now because that is a separate layer, I can go ahead and put it right where I want, like so. And now I'm going to merge it down. And take my eraser and I'll just clean this up a little bit. So super simple way to do a butterfly. You can also do hearts like this so that you get the even symmetrical sides as well. Now the second thing I wanted to show you guys is how quickly it is to color these in. So I have my butterfly and now I'm going to come up to the selection tool. I have it set at automatic and I'm going to come up here. And I think I'll just tap those. And now what I'm doing is I'm tapping the part that I want to color in right now. I don't want to color in the rest, I just want to color in the wings. So now I'm going to come up to the brush and then over to layers and I'm going to create a new layer. This is going to be my color layer. The one underneath is my inking layer. So let's go back and grab the brush, make sure we're on gouache again. Tap there to get our colors. And should we do blue? I can make my brush really big and do it in seconds, or I can make it smaller. And because it's a gouache, it is behaving like a gouache or transparent paint, where it's building up the color where I go over it again. So that's just a fun look. So I could have actually just color dropped the color in, I would have gotten this flat fill, but this way I'm getting those brush strokes, which is really fun. So we could just go back ahead and repeat that. Oops. Back to that color layer, grab something else and fill it in. So quick, easy way, fun, still gives you that painterly look, and it's a way to kind of get that color in quickly and work on your sticker. Now what I want to do is go ahead and tap that layer with the ink and I'm going to bring it up and above my butterfly, and then if I were all done I would go ahead and merge those down, like so. And let's go ahead and turn that on, turn this on. We'll move the butterfly up here. We'll pretend that our rainbow is all done. And now if I wanted to, one last thing I wanted to show you guys is how to create or to add some sparkle to your work. So I already have the flare. This is in the Luminance. It's actually another native brush set. And we have the option of glitter, nebula, flare. Let's go ahead and add a little glitter first. Oops, I tapped it. So let's get some white and we're going to add some glitter. Like any brush stroke, you can change the size of it over on the slider. So add some sparkles. And another thing I used a lot to make it just seem really magical for these sticker sets is the flare. Now with the flare, if you're using the holographic dots, you can't actually see it very well because of the background. And so like here you can see how it just kind of makes the rainbow look not as vibrant. But here, I don't know if you can see that, you can see it actually really well with that solid color. So in order to kind of give myself an option, depending on what kind of sticker paper I'm using, I'm going to go ahead and keep that on its own separate layer. Now, if I were to be done, we're going to go and going to put these together as a group. Okay, so step 4 is to keep our sticker set together. So for this one image that we're doing, we've got our layer panel, and what we're going to do is go ahead and we're going to swipe left or right, I guess, on the 3 layers that we have that we want to group together. So now that we've swiped on a couple of them, we have this option that says group. And now if I were to turn off where it says new group, that would actually turn off all of them because it's working as one. So let's go ahead and rename our group, because when you have a big sticker sheet with lots of layers, it's easy to get things messed up. Butterfly and rainbow, let's call it. Okay, so there we have our first sticker. Okay, so I've got my entire sticker sheet drawn and ready to go. So this is what it's going to look like. And if you open the layers panel, I have everything on its own grouping, and I'm ready to add the names. So to add text, go up to the wrench, to the add, and then add text. And there we go. So when you add the text, the keyboard pops up and it gives you, the last font that you use. Now, if you want to change your font, you just go to that AA, and with it still selected, I'm able to go through and change it to different things. Now, if I wanted to change the size of it, I can do this slider here and change it. If I want to change the space in between the letters, I can do that as well. If at any point I want to go back and change what it says, I can do that as well. And that is how easy it is to add text in Procreate. Alright, so now if I look at my layers panel, you can see there's the little A there. This is actually a text layer still. So if I tap that, I can choose Edit Text. So at any point in time here, I can go ahead and change whatever I want. Oops. So now we want to go ahead and we want on all of these. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I'm just going to duplicate the bottom one over and over again. And that is going to give me multiple text layers. And because it's boring to have them all the same, I can go ahead and edit each one of those and double tap to select all, and I can change my fonts. Like so. Now, the super fun, this is like the advanced version of what this is, but it's still really simple, so it's really fun. Say I wanted to actually shape my text at all. I can create curves, I can do all kinds of things in just seconds. So here's my little selection tool, our transform tool is on. Down here I have the option to distort. So with distort, you can go ahead and take any of these nodes and do funky cool stuff. So if I wanted to have a Star Wars look, I could do that. If I wanted to, let's go back here, tap to go back. Oops. Okay. Now if I wanted to do something super funky, I could do warp, and now that's giving me other options of what to do, but it's giving me more little nodes to play with. Now I can also go to advanced. Let's see, you guys can see that better. And now I have all these little anchors that I can play with. So I can get pretty funky with how I decided to position my text. So tap off there, and there we go. Okay, that looks really funky, but so not like that, but hey, you guys get the opinion or the idea. So each one of these can be a separate font, which is not very 80s, but I think it's a lot of fun. And this is our updated 80s stickers. So. Okay, so step 5 was adding text. Step 6 is adding the border outline. So right now I have my original sticker sheets. And actually I'm going to go ahead and swipe on here and delete all of my names. So I have my original stickers with the drawings, and now I want to protect this. And so what I'm going to do is go back out to gallery, and before I make any changes, I'm going to name this one, I already did, but original name stickers, swipe left on it and duplicate it. So now I have a whole new canvas that I can work with. So I'm going to rename this one merged name stickers. And now I have that one to work with. And so what I can do is go ahead now with my merged, and I can go and combine all of these. So if I wanted to keep this with the names as they are, then this is exactly how I want it. If I did not want to send it into Cricut Design Space with the names, I could click the names off. The reason you might want to do it like this is because you can add text in Cricut Design Space pretty easily. And so this would be your basic, and then you would go in and add everybody's names there, which you may want to do, but I think because you can do the names in dual funky like I just showed you here in Procreate, I think I would still keep it, the name part in Procreate here. But so for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take all our layers and we're just going to pinch. And what we're trying to do here is get them all in one layer. So I can do it by tapping the top one and then doing combine down, and then this last one. So if you look, it's still all the different things. I'm just going to flatten this so it's just one flat layer. And I can do that because I still have that original set aside, the original canvas. So now I've got this. Oh, and it looks like I missed one. So let's grab another layer. Got my pen. Oops. Put my pen back on. Pen. And let's go and add. Just going to draw that in. So there's my name. Go ahead and merge that one down as well. And now the next thing to do to add the sticker borders, you guys have two options. You can go ahead and either create another layer underneath, grab an airbrush or my sticker background brush, or an airbrush, grab a white, and then with that layer below, you can go ahead and start just drawing in the backgrounds. So the reason you need a background border for stickers is that it actually gives you a little bit of a bleed when you print, but it also gives your cutting machine a place to cut. So rather than trying to cut out the name, all the letters and everything like that, it sees this as one print level, and then this is the cut border. So you can notice here that because printers don't print white, everything that looks white actually comes out clear. Now if I was printing this on white sticker paper, it would be white. So right now I've got everything there, and there's another way of doing this, which is kind of an automatic way, and it's really super fast, adding the background borders, but that takes a little bit of time to show you, and I actually have a whole nother video that shows you how to do that, and it's how to add border outlines to your stickers quickly or super fast. So you guys want to check that out on YouTube. Alright, so we're going to pretend that we already did all that, and here we go. So you can see I got pretty funky with all the different text here, and I like how that looks. So we are ready to export it. Okay, so step number 7, the step to finish with, is to export your designs. And so right now you're going to have a image layer and a background layer. So that's where we're at right now. We have our whole thing set up. And what we're going to do is come up over to the wrench, and we're going to go to share and then choose it as a PNG. Now before you do that, you do want to make sure that that background is checked off, because that gives us a transparent background, which again makes it easy to upload it into Cricut Design Space. We don't have to clean it up or anything. We're ready to go. And so I would click that background color off, come up to my wrench, choose PNG, and I would save it to my photos, or you can go ahead and just airdrop it right away to your Mac or to your desktop if you're going to be using that. So that is just how simple it is to go ahead and make these name stickers in Procreate. Okay, so totally rad, right? So if you guys are excited and want to follow the prompt and make your own 80's stickers, I do have that sticker stamp set available on my blog. So I'd love to have you hop over there. It's wellcraftedstudio.com. And if you'd like to know the trick to actually having your Cricut print and cut the glossy sticker paper and the holographic sticker paper, I have my next video. I'll be showing you guys how to do that. So make sure you hit subscribe, and I hope to see you there.